36% of the country approves of the Tangerine Twat Waffle as president of the United States. That math doesn't math. Because if you took 36% of the total capita of this country's population, it would be 125 million Americans. Now, when you take into account by average how many of them would be of voting age, that would be 98 million Americans that would constitute the 36% that actually approves of the Tangerine Twat Waffle and all of the criminal actions that he's done in the White House since he took office. However, when you look at the election back a year ago, he only had 77 million Americans that voted for him, which means that the math doesn't math, because you're telling me that he gained more voter approval from people that didn't vote for him originally in the election, because it doesn't make sense to me. And I'd like you to explain it to me if you have a better answer. But what I do know is that with his own party only having an 82% approval rating of the Tangerine Twat Waffle and all of the craziness that he's doing in the office, you're still looking at a situation where there's a deficit of almost 30 million Americans that have now watched all of this happen, that have jumped on board and actually are approving of the Tangerine Twat Waffle. So the question remains, are the Gallup polls now inflated to make it seem like he's doing better than he really is, which 36% isn't really much? Or did really 77 million Americans vote for him in the original election? Because what we do know right now is that with 36% approval rating, 98 million Americans clearly are going to work every day, high, drunk, or stupid, that they can approve of this guy. Or the Gallup poll itself is a lie, and the 36% approval rating actually isn't even that high. It's probably much lower. What do you think?